with the Red Wings season officially ending and the Pistons currently in a playoff series against the Knicks, it means that the Tigers now become the sole focus of the Detroit sports recaps from here on out, aka it's time for the boys of summer to have their moment in the sun. So, of course, Tigers baseball continues to roll on as the Tigers have had a pretty strong start to the 2025 season, and it continued on with a pretty solid week overall. Even though the week got off to a pretty good start with a big win against the Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee, a 9-1 win. Not often you see a lopsided win like that in MLB, but hey, you know, sometimes you have nights like that, and then sometimes you have nights where you crash and burn. And that was the one game Tariq Skubal played in. Skubal was really damn good in that game. Like, another solid outing from Tariq Skubal. As it seems like Skubal's picked right back up where he left off on his Triple Crown with Cy Young season last year. Picking right back where he left off. Maybe he can go back-to-back Cy Young wins. However, though, the last two games of the series against Milwaukee, after the Tigers' offense started off extremely hot, the bats got extremely cold the next two games as they dropped 2 straight to Milwaukee and lose the series to Milwaukee. Only the second time this season the Tigers have lost a series. Like, the last time they lost the series this year was the opening series of the year against LA, against the Dodgers. But of course, like the Dodgers series, when the Tigers lost that series, the Tigers immediately bounced back with another solid series. This time a 4-game set against Kansas City, the first 4-game series against a division rival this year. Claiming 3 out of 4 against the Royals, dominating the first 2 games, getting a clutch win in the 3rd game with Spencer Torkelson effectively hitting the walk-off home run. Which honestly good for Torkelson to keep that hot streak going, because it is extremely difficult to stay hot in this league, because the hotter you get in this league, the more teams will start game playing around you, so always good to see that with him. Especially Javi Baez having a solid bounce-back run so far this year. The one question I have is, what the fuck is happening to Riley Green? Because Green was pretty solid the first couple years. Now Green has looked like complete goop this year. Like, seriously, did we have to sacrifice Riley Green just for Spencer Torkelson to live up to his expectations for once? God damn, why can't we just have both be good? But yeah, of course, the final game of the series with the Tigers looking to go for the sweep. The Tigers bring in Tariq Skubal, and Skubal had another solid outing. Too bad the rest of the pitching class and the bats didn't, as the game would go to extra innings, and the Tigers would get denied the sweep by Kansas City in 10 innings in the 4th game to end the series. Which now after that series, it now puts the Tigers at 13-9. Which actually puts them tied for 2nd in the AL. Tied with the Texas Rangers. But Tigers have tiebreaker at the moment. But I believe they do play the Rangers later this year, so that can clear itself out. Plus, it's very early in the season. The Tigers have only played 22 games this year out of 162. There's still 140 games left to decide everything out. And they're only a game behind the Yankees for the lead in the AL. But they're only a half game ahead of Cleveland for the lead in the AL Central. But yeah, so far, very solid start to the year. Like, I believe it's tied for the 3rd best start for a Tigers team in the last 40 years. Like, the last 2 Tigers squads to have a better start than the Tigers this year were the Tigers squad in 2015 and the Tigers squad in 1993. I'll tell you right now, this team is special if they can learn to sweep a team not named the Chicago White Sox. Like, seriously. Why are the Tigers all of a sudden allergic to sweeping a team now unless it's the fucking White Sox? Seems like that's the only team they can sweep is the fucking White Sox, because it's the White Sox and they're fucking garbage. Anybody else, it's apparently mentally impossible to sweep. Which, that's pretty disappointing. But yeah, overall, very solid week out of the Tigers. Struggled against Milwaukee, but bounced back with a good series against Kansas City. They just gotta keep getting some consistency, just keep stacking some wins up. Because it's going to be a dogfight in the AL this year. And I can't win a series win against Kansas City is huge, because that's going to be one of the teams the Tigers are going to have to contend with for the AL Central this year. The Royals and the Cleveland Guardians. Those are going to be the 2 main competitions. Like, the White Sox it's the White Sox. And Minnesota's gonna fucking... Anytime you try and take Minnesota seriously, they'll crash and burn and collapse like they always do. Like, there's no winning in Minnesota. We taking that win right out of their name until Minnesota can prove they earn it again. But yeah, so week. But of course, next week it gets real bit tougher because next week, because starting this week, especially on Monday as I'm recording this video, Tigers got a series coming up against the San Diego Padres, who currently have the best record in the MLB, the top team in the NL. So that's gonna be a tough series against the Padres. But let's see if the gritty Tigers can pull another one out and get some more wins to try and catch the Yankees in the AL. But I'll tell you right now, this Tigers team looks very special so far early in the year. But of course, like I've mentioned before, baseball season is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And we're barely getting started. Still a long ways to go, but a lot of promising signs for the gritty Tigs. I'm out.